France 98, the World Cup brought to you by Optus, McDonald's, Sony Stamina Handycam, Westpac, Qantas and Toyota.
Welcome back to Paris, where the light rain is falling, but I don't think that will dampen the party mood at the Parc des Princes, where it seems there will be a great atmosphere. The crowd is filling up, and we'll be going to those live pictures shortly. Guys, before we do, let's talk about two things. Davor Šuker on 5 goals. Ironically, the last 5 World Cups, the top scorer has had 6. Šuker gets 1 tonight. History would suggest that will be enough to win the Golden Boot.
Well, he'll be with Kempes, Rossi, Lineker, Schillaci and Salenko and Stoichkov. Some great names there. The other thing that Davor Šuker will be looking at is obviously to score 6 or 7 for the tournament. He didn't have a good year with Real Madrid, so I guess he'll be looking for a bigger contract or a new contract somewhere else, and it's important he does finish as the leading goal scorer in the World Cup.
Apparently Manchester United interested, is that the story?
The news today, Kyle, was that Manchester United made a $35 million bid for Argentina's Batistuta, and I think that if Šuker does end up being the leading goal scorer, I'm sure there'll be a few clubs around Europe chasing him.
Andy, final summary.
Well, a similar point can be made about Patrick Kluivert. He's possibly talking about leaving AC Milan, and he's looking for a new club as well, but it's going to be a good game, we hope.
OK, we will take the national anthems, then join our commentator, Paul Williams.
L'hymne national de la Croatie.
And now the national anthem of Croatia.
Hours before the World Cup final, the right to be called the 3rd best footballing nation in the world will be fought out between Holland and Croatia. Both countries are still coming to grips emotionally with defeat a few days ago in the semi-finals, and they're both equally determined to provide a spectacle worthy of the World Cup final itself. It's the 6th and final game to be played here at the Parc des Princes in Paris, a marvellous venue for football, home of Paris Saint-Germain, and it's a very warm, humid evening in Paris as we take a look at the starting lineup there for the Dutch side. Well, for Holland, Arthur Newman returns from suspension just in time, really, as Holland's 3 other fullbacks, Reiziger, Winter and Bogarde, are all injured. He's part of a reshuffled 3-man defence tonight with Frank de Boer and Jaap Stam. Zenden will play on the right of a 5-man midfield, and Cocu is the man again shifted. This time he plays in the left flank position. For Croatia, their captain, Zvonimir Boban, is surprisingly past fit after a troublesome thigh. Robert Prosinečki returns alongside him in the midfield. Soldo, that means, will drop back into the defence in a marking position in place of the suspended Simic. But it's all eyes on Davor Šuker, of course, who's aiming to be the leading goal scorer in France 98. Well, the atmosphere here at the Parc des Princes is just a little bit lighter, perhaps, than we've seen in previous games. There's not quite so much tension. There's certainly not as much at stake tonight as we've seen in at least the last 10 days of the World Cup. On the bench tonight for Holland, Ronald de Boer is rested. Mark Overmars has a troublesome hamstring. He won't take any part in tonight's match, trying to ready himself for the start of the English Premier League in just on about a month's time. For Croatia, it was expected that the number 15, Tudor, would come into the defence, but there's no room in the attack for Vlahovic, the number 19, who's played alongside Šuker for the last 3 matches. You're just never quite sure what these games are going to throw up, but both coaches have committed totally to attack and to winning the third-place medal that comes with the match. A loser here leaves France 98 with absolutely nothing in their hands. Kluivert and Seedorf. Just a brief embrace before the match begins. It will be Croatia to kick off. The referee is from Paraguay. Epifanio. Gonzalez. Chavez is the man in charge of the match. Well, the Dutch supporters, as we've seen at every game here in France 98, are here in numbers, and they're here with their magnificent voices and their orchestra, of course, which accompanies them to every match. Well, the weight of trying to advance in the tournament has been lifted from the shoulders of all of the players here. There's always some uncertainty how the teams will approach the game, but certainly Bergkamp has approached it positively indeed, and he just goes down in the area there. I think he slipped, despite the appeals for a penalty from the Dutch crowd. And certainly, psychologically, perhaps Croatia come into tonight's match as slight favourites, because immediately after the semi-final defeat, they were back on their feet again, if you like, saying how determined they were to take out the third place and continue the good work that they've done in the tournament. Holland were just a little bit slower to return to the professionalism that's required. 3-man defence for Holland tonight. Yep, Stam on the right-hand side, Frank de Boer in the middle, and Arthur Newman on the left. It's a 4-man midfield for Croatia, with Davor Šuker up front by himself. Here's Zenden for Holland. Far more comfortable on the left-hand side of the midfield. Zenden asked to do a job on the right-hand side tonight in place of Ronald de Boer. Kluivert chasing. Well, if everyone is watching Davor Šuker in attack for Croatia, all eyes also are on the defender Slaven Bilic, booed hysterically by the French supporters here. And the anthems at every time he touches the ball, and there's no secret why. He admitted straight after the semi-final that he dived when Laurent Blanc pushed him in the chest. And immediately after the semi-final, he went up to Blanc and apologised for his actions, but it's too late. Laurent Blanc misses out on a World Cup final at 33 years of age, thanks to the antics of Slaven Bilic. So as you can imagine, he's not the most popular man here. There's Zvonimir Boban with that shot, but he wasn't expected to play in the game. big bonus for the Croatians to have their captain back. We'll just see how long he lasts. Did want to come off at half-time against France in the semi-final, but was talked out of it by Blažević and the other players. Koku making ground down the left. Bilic shielding it over the goal line. Well, I don't think he's in for an enjoyable night, Slaven Bilic. Must have some effect on him, the jeers and boos from the crowd. Boudewijn spotted a gap for just a moment. Boudewijn. That's a nice ball out to Robert Jarni, who's in some space down the left. Jarni continuing forward. It's a good move from Croatia, a good cross as well. At the back was Newman. Koku helps it out, and Stanic picks it up and goes back to Bilic. Bilic forward. Bilic continuing forward. Well, if he managed to score a goal tonight, Slaven Bilic, that would ruin the evening for many a French supporter here. Frank de Boer forward from the back. And continuing forward as well, and Koku just helped it forward. It's rebounded to de Boer, playing it across, looking for Kluivert. Well, this is the 5th World Cup in succession that the 3rd and 4th played game is played between two European nations. Certainly somewhat of a good tradition about the match. There's always a number of goals. In fact, the average throughout the World Cup is just under 4 goals a game. Certainly with these two highly technical sides on show, we're hopeful of some more of the same here tonight, as Bergkamp tries to find Kluivert. Zenden, Seedorf. Bergkamp had drifted out wide on the right, and he's played it across, and Kluivert's coming in. In fact, it was Koku all the way from the left who made up an awful lot of ground to reach the cross. That's just an earlier move between Bergkamp and Patrick Kluivert, but a good beginning for both sides. We're just over 5 minutes into the game, and they both had a moment in attack. Zenden. Oh, that's a nice ball inside to Prosinečki. He started the tournament in the first 11 for Croatia, and he even scored a goal in the first match against Jamaica. And he curled in a shot, and Bergkamp is offside. Prosinečki against Jamaica. He took a short free kick and curled in a shot from almost the touchline. It was a terrific effort. Didn't stay in the team too long, though. Stimac for Croatia. Bergkamp. Fairly heavy traffic through the centre of the defence there, but Newman comes forward, the flag stayed down, and the ball did run nicely for Dennis Bergkamp. I think he was just a little bit surprised that it reached him. As Koku slid into Stanic. Šuker's offside. Seedorf. Still Seedorf going through. He's got Kluivert. That's a great ball to Kluivert! Well, Lodic had to use his feet, but it was an effective save from the Croatian goalkeeper. And Kluivert, who's very much in good scoring touch, turned his man and got the shot in. Patrick Kluivert has scored twice in the last 2 games. After getting off to a very sluggish beginning at France 98, being sent off in the opening game, and a 2-game suspension meant he couldn't return to action until the second round. By that time, Philip Cocu was established in attack. So he eventually got back in the quarter-final, and he scored in a semi against Brazil as well. Young forward. Cocu's wide on the left. Cocu cutting inside. Bergkamp back to Cocu. Just outside the area, Philip Cocu bursting into the Croatian penalty box. Well, the question was it really inside? But there was a good decision from the Paraguayan referee. First bit of contact was just outside the penalty area. Everyone back behind the ball for Croatia. Wim Frank de Boer, and Stam also there. No point in leaving anyone in defence really for Holland, because there's no one there to mark, and Jonk goes over the ball. Oh, dipped ferociously there from Wim Jonk. He is the long-range specialist for Holland, and that was not far away, and the goalkeeper was nowhere near that. The talk in the last couple of days or so that Wim Jonk could be on his way to Everton. Still got a couple of years left in his contract at PSV. So there's a bit of work to be done there to sort out that particular deal, but so many of the players, now that the World Cup is essentially over, are starting to talk to clubs again about deals, and there's certainly some big deals to be done with some of the Dutch players. Kluivert and the De Boer twins set to move to various parts of the world. Most interesting deal, I guess, is the one Barcelona are chasing Frank de Boer. They've offered $13 million US, but they've also given de Boer and his club Ajax a 7-day window to make up their minds. So at the back of the match tonight, Frank de Boer has got a major career decision to make as well. Stanic trying to flick the ball on there. Bergkamp, who's so keen to make up for a disappointing semi-final when he was barely in the game. Apologised publicly for his performance. Kluivert losing out to Davor Šuker. Now Davids in space for Holland. Seedorf. Ball just came to him in time, and the ball over the top was aimed for Bergkamp. Minutes gone here at the Parc de France. Third versus fourth, with a bronze medal at stake. It's still Holland 0, Croatia 0. Frank de Boer. Well, just a header from Bilic, and still the jeers come for him. Davor Šuker. Jani is galloping down the left, and that's a fine ball to pick him out. Robert Jani He's got Stab to beat. He's all on his own, but we have seen him shoot from here in the past. That's a good ball across. Prosinečki, 1-0. Well, immediately the return of Robert Prosinečki has an impact on the match. Played across, there was still plenty for him to do to there. He turned away from Newman, letting the ball run somewhat and just cutting it back across the goalkeeper with players all around him. A class finish from a very talented player.
By number 8, Robert Prosinečki.
Well, regardless of what happens in tonight's match, the Croatian players will return to Zagreb shortly as absolute heroes for their nation. Their first appearance in the World Cup finals and reaching the semi-finals. That's only been matched once before, back in 1966, when Portugal made the semis in the tournament in England. They've already had a fairy tale here in France 98, and it's continuing now thanks to Prosinečki. Yonk inside. Just a lunge there from Jurčić. Stud showing on Wim Jonk. Holland have another free kick. This time Frank de Boer looks like he's taking control of the situation. Wim Jonk nowhere to be seen. Zenden in amongst 5 burly defenders in the wall. As Seedorf takes it, well, here is Wim Jonk. Well, Seedorf brought him into the game. He was unmarked about 15 metres away, and the shot was not far away at all from Wim Jonk. It has been a tournament of very few long-range goals. Jonk very much a long-range specialist. Soldo goes back to the goalkeeper Ladic. Soldo's playing as a marker tonight, allowing Stimac to continue as sweeper. Stimac has been very vocal in the tournament about the fact that his best position is at sweeper, and that's where he should be played. He didn't start the tournament there. Soldo can play either sweeper or stopper. Ladic goes long looking for Davor Šuker. Edgar Davids. Seedorf free on the right. Zenden pushing forward alongside Kluivert and Bergkamp at every opportunity. Asanovic, great little ball for Boudewijn. Šuker was offside, he was trying to retreat, but there was no one else for Boudewijn to play the ball to. Šuker didn't really want it there. He knew he was several metres past the last defender. This is the first ever meeting between these two sides. Bilic keeps the ball in. Gives it straight away to Seedorf. Zenden. While Holland consider themselves very unlucky indeed not to be playing in the big one tomorrow night against France, the hosts. They matched Brazil in every single department to set one, and the ability to take a penalty kick was the difference, as Brazil won the spot kick competition 4-2. Ronald de Boer and Philip Cocu, the two men who missed for Holland, and they still have to live with the consequences of those misses. Frank de Boer. Davids. Kluivert's just straight offside, and Davids had to hold up the ball for the moment, and Newman wasn't really expecting it there. Seydorf takes over in the middle of the midfield. Bergkamp pushed aside and winning the free kick. Tried to take it quickly. The flag's down. Kluivert's through. Oh, Ladic. Fine save again. What a great tournament he's had. And he's having another outstanding game here. Twice now, using his body to save Croatia. And a clever free kick, very much in the mould of the Danes, who got some great results in this tournament from taking a short free kick very quickly. Newman. Kluivert. Jonk trying to line one up. Breaking free to Zenden, who'll take the corner. Well, Kluivert went through just the goalkeeper to beat. He really is an expert finisher in that situation. Just clipping the ball over the goalkeeper is his speciality. As the corner comes in, it's a free header too. Well, Cocu won the ball in the air, coming off the cheekbone rather than the forehead there. And he out-jumped his marker quite comfortably. Holland starting to take over the game here. Croatia had the goal that mattered. Just after 20 minutes gone, it's still 1-0. Zenden. Away from Yanni. Good play from Boudewijn Zenden. Still going all the way, Zenden. Good shot! Oh, yes! It's gone in. The goalkeeper managed to get a hand to the ball, but he couldn't stop it from going into the back of the net. And Zenden, who made up an awful lot of ground. Well, the curl of the shot just totally fooled Ladic. Swerving away, he moved to one way and it went the other. And the save wasn't firm enough to deflect the ball over the bar. And Zenden gets his first goal of the tournament. And the match very much in keeping with the tradition of the third v fourth fixture. 1-1. Davids. Bergkamp breaking away, but the cross wasn't quite good enough, and Zenden got away from Yanni, and the outside of the foot did the rest. The swerve taking it away from the goalkeeper. Off balance just a fraction when he hit the ball, and I think that actually assisted the bend on the ball. Well, the flag went up for offside there, and the referee's ball played back to take the free kick. just wonder whether the boos will continue for Bilic all around England. This season he plays for Everton in the Premier League. His own disciplinary record isn't that flash. He was sent off 3 times for Everton last year and booked 7 times. So he's probably never been a popular figure with opposing sets of supporters. Even less so now. But just look at the space for Jonk in midfield. That's a great ball to find Koku, who made an awful lot of ground in from the left. Kluivert goes to the near post, but not in front of Stimats. Well, the pass from Jonk was all of 50 metres, and it was straight to Philip Koku. Prosinečki, well, he deserved a better reward than that. As the former Dutch international Frank Rijkaard would admire that bit of work from Prosinečki. Kluivert. Stanic. Davor Šuker all on his own up front for Croatia, which is an interesting predicament in itself, because Blažević, the Croatian coach before the game, said the whole team would sacrifice itself just so that Davor Šuker could become the leading goal scorer in France '98. He's currently tied with Batistuta and Vieri on 5 goals. Ronaldo has 4 with 1 game to play tomorrow. So a goal tonight would make it very hard for the Brazilian to overtake Davor Šuker. And if the whole team are behind him to achieve that particular personal goal, it's a little surprising to see him up front all on his own. Zenden. The arm came down there from Yanni. Could conceivably have gone the other way, but Zenden perhaps just ankle tapped him a moment earlier. Kluivert, subject of a £7.5 million bid from Tottenham Hotspur during the week for his club AC Milan. Zenden running at the defence. Good ball in. Bergkamp was just behind Stimats there, waiting for the ball, and it's broken for him here. Bergkamp. Well, it's a goal kick. Bergkamp surprised by the fact that he got another chance there. Came off the backside of Kluivert. Kluivert touches off again. Bergkamp running through, chasing hard, but Drazen Mladic. Beaten just 5 times in the tournament. Zenden teasing Yanni somewhat. Still Zenden going through. Well, he got past 3, but he then passed the ball straight to Prosinečki. Šuker helped down the line for Stanic. A straight foot race between him and Newman saw the Dutch defender get there first. And there is a world-famous man, Just Fontaine, the man who scored 13 goals in 1 World Cup final series for France. It's still the world record. And he still enjoys his football as Davids clips one to the back post. No one there for Holland. Zenden working his way in. Asanovic to Boudewijn. Just on 28 minutes gone here at the Parc des Princes. If you've just joined us, it's Holland 1, Croatia 1. Koku temporarily operating on the right-hand side, inside to Willian, onto Davids, to Frank de Boer, Kluivert, has made it very clear that he's not happy at AC Milan. Patrick Kluivert, but that is a great pass to find Davor Šuker from Boudewijn. Šuker working his way in, still Šuker takes the shot. Well, it found its way through a number of players, and you can almost forgive him for a hint of selfishness there, Davor Šuker. There were also Boudewijn, Stanic in support of him, but he went on his own. Bergkamp, time to turn. Little ball over the top, Seedorf spinning in the air, trying to get a head on the ball. And Davor Šuker thrives on this situation, cutting in from the right-hand side. One defender to beat, but De Boer quickly got some support, forcing the Croatian striker away from the goal. Davor Šuker still the only striker in the tournament to beat Fabien Barthez, the French goalkeeper, from open play. He's only let in 2 goals throughout the entire tournament. Boudewijn. Boudewijn chasing hard again. Van der Sar, wasn't far away at all from handing it on a plate to Davor Šuker. Stanic can't keep the ball in. That's a Dutch throw. Well, the Dutch supporters know the significance of that. It's very much a party atmosphere here. I don't think they have had so much of a game in a long time. They've normally been biting their fingernails, hopeful that Holland would advance in the tournament. It's certainly not the case tonight. Zenden, Seedorf. A lot of room for Holland to operate when they cut in like that. The Croatian midfielders helping out the defence, and it's quite a packed little area in front of the Croatian penalty box as Kluivert goes through. And well, he did score the equalising goal for Holland against Brazil, but he certainly had some other opportunities in the game where he could have put Holland ahead. Bergkamp, 2 men on him immediately. Asanovic losing the ball. Well, Seedorf stayed on his feet. The referee played the advantage. Seedorf again. Still Seedorf. Well, eventually gets the free kick, and also a warm round of applause for sheer persistence, Clarence Seedorf, because they were nibbling at his ankles. Jonk. No one at the back post for Holland. Holland also bowed out of Euro 96 on penalties, losing to France in that particular contest. So it's a couple of tournaments in a row where the Dutch have problems from the penalty spot. Italian fans can relate to that, and it's the first yellow card of the game, surprisingly, for Jurčić. Doesn't know too much about it. Still relevant. Well, that's why the arm was in the face of Frank de Boer. The yellow card scenario is still relevant here, despite the fact that it's 3rd v 4th, because suspensions are carried forward to the Euro 2000 competition, which will be played in Holland and Belgium, a shared Euro 2000. Already Laurent Blanc, the French centre-back who got 2 games, know that he's missing at least 1 game of Euro 2000 if France should qualify. Seedorf, that's a great ball. Koku's at the back. Newman. Oh, that was well played by Boudewijn and Asanovic, but Holland come away with the ball and Davids wins it. But Clarence Seedorf has had a very sparkling first 34 minutes here at the Parc des Princes for Holland. Zenden picked out. Again, getting past Yanni. Zenden forward into the area. Well, Soldo was there. But Zenden, who largely took part in the tournament as a substitute in the earlier games, despite showing some good ability, couldn't find a way into the starting 11 until the semi-final. And it's a deep corner. Zenden, along with Philip Koku, are leaving PSV to go to Barcelona next season. Here's Koku on the ball now. Bilic bundling him off the ball. On a good ball from Bilic. Asanovic. Prosinečki. Oh, that's a great ball from Prosinečki. Asanovic going through. Šuker's free on the left. Here's Boban. Šuker takes the shot. Oh, he's done it! 6 of the very best for Davor Šuker. And that one there, as good as any of the previous 5. Prosinečki's pass to open up Holland was a real gem. Asanovic and Boban played their part, but Šuker did the rest. And he did it with some style as well.
But pour la Croatie, goal for Croatia. Du numéro 9.
Well, Davor Šuker can hardly believe that the season has ended on such an incredibly high note. Perhaps the highest note of all if he is crowned as the leading goal scorer in France 98. He wins such a disappointing time for Real Madrid. Talk of him leaving the club. But perhaps now, instead of leaving, he'll be asked to sign a new contract. Well, at the start of the tournament, you could get odds of 33 to 1 that Davor Šuker would be the leading goal scorer. Wonder if he had a bit of a flutter on himself. He was not mentioned in the top 10 candidates to take away the award. And it's Croatia that lead by 2 goals to 1. Holland on the attack. Seedorf over the ball. Deep cross. Well, Stum left it for some reason. Perhaps he got a call there from one of the Croatians. Seemed to be going straight to his head, and Prosinečki again showing us an example of his passing. It's opening up for Asanovic. Here's Stanic whipped across. Boban's there. Šuker back across. Seedorf back to the goalkeeper. Oh, great football from Croatia. Robert Prosinečki, with one incisive pass, can really dissect the team's defence. Well, the boos are getting even louder for Slaven Bilic, if that is possible. Bilic intercepting, and Boudewijn takes over. Got around 6.5 minutes to go before the break. It has been a very open match. With more to come, I'd suggest, as Boudewijn wriggles through, and he just tried to play the ball forward there for Davor Šuker, who'd stopped his run. Zenden, again running at Yanni. Zane getting as far as the penalty area. Here's Wim Jonk. Nowhere really for him to go. And Yanni comes away. Prosinečki breaking fast down the right to Stanic. Šuker is outside him. Stanic stays forward. Soldo's made a run from the back. Great run too. Well, he covered so much ground there. The number 14's Volodymyr Soldo. Kluivert. Bergkamp. Kluivert. In the middle is Seedorf. Oh, marvellous football from Holland this time. It was a move that deserved better, and perhaps Holland can finish now with Kluivert. Seedorf again at the back post, pulling it back. Bergkamp's there, but over the bar. Seedorf's header was technically correct, down and away from the goalkeeper, but Ladic got his body behind the ball. Bergkamp at the second attempt went over the bar. Prosinečki. Oh, again, insightful ball for Yanni. Boudewijn's in the area. Boudewijn's round the goalkeeper. Oh, side netting. Well, there appeared to be no angle whatsoever for Boudewijn, but he sidestepped the ball and the goalkeeper, and not far away at all there. Again, Prosinečki, the man to set Croatia going forward with the ball to Yanni. Here he is again. Three and a half minutes before the break. It's a half that I'm sure, like so many people here, you just don't want to end. It's such entertaining football. Kluivert forward into the gap for Seedorf. Zenden's waiting in the centre, but so is Ladic. Every time Croatia come up with a move of the very highest quality, Holland immediately come back with one of their own. It's tit for tat here, certainly in terms of possession and the style of play that both teams are showing. But on the scoreboard, it's still 2-1 to Croatia. And Overmars is warming up there. As Koku goes past his man. Kluivert and Bergkamp waiting in the centre. Bergkamp there. Zenden keeps the ball in and goes back to Stubb. Newman continuing forward. Well, took the ball right off Ladic there, Bilic, which only encourages the crowd to let Bilic know how they feel. Well, Newman is part of a three-man defence, but he's still getting forward at all possible opportunities down that left-hand side. As Young takes the corner. Bergkamp. Davids. Koku's waiting underneath it. He won the ball, but it was a very difficult chance there for Philip Koku. And he's played in the attack, the midfield, and the defence for Holland in their 7 games so far. Back in the left-hand side of midfield today, but he has managed 2 goals from all of the variety of positions that he's played. As we move into the final minute of the half, and there'll be 1 additional minute played here. Well won by Newman, continuing his run forward again. Koku feeds him the ball. Seedorf just hesitated, but Jani didn't. Oh, Croatia surge forward here. Oh, they are so quick to get 3 or 4 men forward when they do counter-attack as Holland lose the ball in midfield. Jani was the man joining in very quickly there. Ronald Koeman, a more formal role for him these days with the Dutch squad. Frank Rijkaard and Johan Neeskens also part of the team with Hus Hiddink. Bergkamp's fouled. We're in the final 30 seconds or so of the first half. Holland's last chance to go in level at half-time. We've seen so many goals come in the injury time period of not only the end of the match but also the first half, so perhaps the Dutch can come up with something here. Koku's under it, and that will be a goal kick. Well, there are so few exhibition matches played in world football these days, but perhaps this evening's match is a testimony to the fact that there should be more. It's a sheer pleasure to be here at the Parc des Princes to see both Holland and Croatia turn on some champagne-style football with plenty more to come in the second half. Robert Prosinečki, the pick of the bunch, perhaps for Croatia. He opened the scoring. Zenden equalised for Holland, and then Davor Šuker took an outright lead in the race to be the leading goal scorer at France 98 with a goal in the 36th minute. Breathtaking stuff at time from both sets of players. But for the time being, it's Croatia 2, Holland 1.
There is a plot.
Hello, Dateline.
The details are evident.
I'm from inside.
International treaty we should never have gone into.
purpose is clear.
We definitely want to do that interview. Is that the tape from Lebanon?
The implications far-reaching.
We might have to turn into an early election.
The consequences profound.
Dealt a very raw deal by politicians.
There is a plot.
Welcome to Inside.
Welcome to Dateline.
A plot to inform you.
Tonight, in a special presentation, the World Cup Spectacular features the three tenors live from the Champ de Mars at the foot of the Eiffel Tower in the song event of the century. Luciano Pavarotti, Jose Carreras and Placido Domingo will be in glorious voice for the people of Paris and an estimated television audience of 1.5 billion. SBS presents the three tenors live in Paris, 8:30 tonight.
Now's the time to consider locking your home loan into a fixed rate. Call 131 900 now.
Brilliant! Filming my first parachute jump! Excellent! Let's do it! Geronimo! Oh no! The battery's running low! Where to put the spare battery? In you go! Too late!
Don't let this happen to you. Get a Sony Stamina Handycam with the super long battery life. Look for the Stamina range of handycams. It's a Sony!
Her loyalty is to man.
Eve was recreated from a frozen lab embryo.
Her instinct is to mate.
Last time I fought with that alien, I almost got myself killed.
Steal the compound.
Her destiny is to breed.
We've got two aliens running around.
The battle of the sexes is about to be fought on Earth. Michael Madsen, Natasha Henstridge. Species 2.
Welcome back to Paris, where the twilight is descending on this, the eve of the World Cup final. Hard to believe after all these days and weeks and games, Andy and Nick, we've finally reached this evening where the World Cup final's tomorrow. But let's first of all talk about this wonderfully delicious entree of football that we're seeing at the Parc de France.
It's been beautiful, hasn't it? I mean, if ever there was a good excuse for taking money out of the game and just getting back to pure football, this is it. And it was all Holland, to be honest. Croatia just showed how lethal they are on the break. Koku was prominent early with a couple of shots on goal and the header there. And Seedorf was buzzing down the right-hand side, and really Croatia were pinned back, congested their own penalty area. I thought Kluivert was very effective. Zenden down the right flank was very effective. And the Croatians managed to pin them because, as we said before the game, as Paul Williams alluded during the commentary, that Dutch are only playing with three at the back. And that space is being exploited nicely on the break by the Croatians. They're very, very dangerous. But here's Koku again with the free kicks, and really it was just great to watch. Beautiful stuff. The Dutch are knocking the ball around. Croatia are finding it as difficult to get the ball off the Dutch as both Brazil and Argentina have.
We see obviously the free kick going over the bar here and the keeper well beaten, but I felt that Ladic and his first and second saves of the match, and here we see Yanni breaking quickly and setting up the first goal in behind the defence, cuts inside, and Prosinečki there, one touch to control and one to put it past Van der Sar. and 1-0. Obviously, Eddie, I felt that the Dutch should have been ahead 2-0, and Ladic kept them into the match in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, Ladic has been doing well for the last few games. He's an excellent goalkeeper, and this goal was a classic example of the way Croatia play their football. They soak the pressure up and break with absolute lethal force, and Yanni's hit the afterburners and set up Prosinečki, who's finished nicely. But it was just a constant stream of Dutch pressure, Dutch attack, Dutch football, and the Croatians countering beautifully. It's really been a magnificent contrast in styles and really good to watch.
There's that second save from Ladic. And again, we see that the whole Croatian defence stacked with 9 players and Davor Šuker on his own up front. And here we see the equaliser with Zenden.
That was class, wasn't it? That was, except for the attempted somersault to celebrate, if he was trying a somersault there, but everything else about that goal from Zenden was pure world class. We'll get another look at it here. And who says you can't bend this ball? The moving ball anyway. The dead ball might be hard, but the moving ball, yes.
No deflections. It's just done an absolute banana. And Ladic had really no chance with this. I mean, he's gone one way and the ball's moved.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. And sums up the game. The goals have been the quality of the game. They've reflected all the beauty that we've seen. There's Prosinečki with a magnificent first touch. Another first touch from Boudewijn. And Šuker always is going to take the ball onto his left foot. And the defenders shepherded him that way, to the point where he couldn't get much power on the shot, and Van der Sar was quite comfortable.
Boudewijn not really happy there.
I think this example, though, of when we do see the second Croatian goal here, I thought that Boudewijn could have taken the shot there, but obviously they're all thinking, let's give Davor Šuker the chance to become the golden boot, and he didn't let them down there.
He did it well. He did it very well. I mean, a little bit similar to Yanni's goal against Germany and Vlahovic's goal, that low swerving effort to the far post. And this is where they've exploited the Dutch 3-man defence. There's space to burn. You could almost graze cattle out there. Yeah. And Šuker beautifully slid it through Jaap Stam's legs, and Van der Sar absolutely beaten pointless. Couldn't shift his weight towards the ball at all, and 2-1.
The fact that he hit it first time, I think, put Van der Sar off.
Yeah, he was a little bit unsighted. It came through the legs of Jaap Stam. But again, more Dutch pressure.
Beautiful stuff. Great to watch.
Total football, they live up to the tag. It may sound like a cliche, but they do play in a total football fashion. Every player capable of changing position, every player capable of scoring. Even Edwin van der Sar, the best goalkeeper in terms of footwork at the World Cup.
Yeah. But how dangerous is Yanni in that space on the break? I mean, he's set up the first goal. He's nearly put Boudewijn through there for Croatia's third goal. Would have been their third goal, and he's having a feast down that left-hand side. That space, he's really enjoying it.
So just to record then that Davor Šuker has scored his 6th goal. That makes him now the outright top goal scorer at this World Cup. And 6 is the lucky number, guys, because the records show in the past 5 World Cups, 6 goals has been the magic number to win the Golden Boot, going way back to Paolo Rossi in 1982. So 6.
Actually, Kempes before that.
Kempes before. Thank you, very good knowledge. I like that. The interesting thing, though, tomorrow Ronaldo would appear to be the only player who can now catch Davor Šuker. He's on 4, I believe. So a hat-trick tomorrow from Ronaldo to become top goal scorer. It's a bad omen for the French, isn't it?
Well, maybe it's a good omen. Maybe the sting's been taken out of the omen. Now we've got someone on 6. No one else has to get there, so the French can hopefully relax a little bit.
We might have a Salenko. Someone might score 5.
Oh, I'd like to see that. OK, more after the break. You're watching the third-place playoff here. The score at half-time is Croatia 2, Holland 1. We'll be back with more after this break. You're watching France 98, the 16th World Championship of Football.
Keeping you informed of all the twists and turns.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. You could win one of 30 Air New Zealand family holidays, including 15 to Disneyland. So if you want to get away, hurry to McDonald's.
Per generazioni la famiglia Capece ha prodotto il miglior olio d'oliva di tutta l'Umbria. All'improvviso il mondo è cambiato. Globalizzazione, tragedia.
Perché piangi?
Piango perché tu devi partire per salvare la famiglia.
Ma nonna, c'è un modo nuovo di fare le cose. Io non devo partire.
Come? Mi fai piangere per niente.
It's happy! It's sad!
Maybe it's the classic style. Maybe it's the 30 years of outstanding quality. Maybe it's because it's built in Australia. Whatever, one thing's for sure, people are happier with a Corolla. So, get a Corolla, get happy.
Go to McDonald's to play McMatch and win Monopoly. You could win one of 75 Gran Turismo PlayStation packs with a TV and cool games. So do whatever you can to get to McDonald's.
How do you know when you're on the right mobile plan? Simple. To save you money, Optus will tell you. The Optus Optimizer checks each customer's call pattern every 4 months. And if Optus can save you money on a different mobile plan, well, Optus will tell you.
Yes.
You like sport?
I do.
It's great, isn't it? Two opponents! One objective! The toss of the coin! The roar of the crowd!
The fear of failure!
The chance for glory!
Toyota World Sports, back Tuesday.
Welcome back to Paris. If you have just joined us, the score in the third place playoff between Holland and Croatia is Croatia 2, Holland 1. Of course, this is the eve of the World Cup final. That's coming up tomorrow, Sunday, here in Paris, usually early Monday morning, wherever you are, spread across our very vast viewership area. And we'll have more on that, our big preview of the final later on tonight. But guys, what do we see at half-time? More Holland attack, more Croatia counter-attack. Can't see it changing much?
Indeed, I still think that the Croatians will try and catch them on the break. Obviously expose that left-hand side, the speed of Yanni, and let's not forget that Šuker will be just as hungry to get on to, second and third goal of the match.
Andy, we've got some stats to look at. Can you just talk us through these? They tell a bit of a story in themselves, don't they, the numbers?
Yeah, well, we've had 62 games worth of stats now, 63, and they've been very interesting reading. And no different here. They're completely indicative of everything we've seen. A huge weight of possession for the Dutch side, 62% in fact, as opposed to 38% for the Croatians. And that's one of the larger figures for ball in play, 33 minutes for a half. It's quite good. The yellow card for Croatia was for Juricic. And as we go down, we see the possession with the shots on goal reflecting Holland's dominance. But Croatia have got the money in the bank at the moment with that lethal counter-attacking game. No one does it in the world better than them at the moment.
Of course, both teams have different missions. This Dutch team, they'll be the hosts of the next European Championships. They won't have to play qualifiers there. But of course, Croatia now will have the pressure of expectation, not only to qualify for Euro 2000, but to do well. So a bit of a different outlook for both teams.
Well, let's not forget Croatia have only been a nation for 5 years. So as a debutant in this World Cup, they've done a magnificent job. And to take third place and get the first bronze medal ever given to a World Cup qualifier will be fantastic for them.
Well, that's right. That's a good point, Nick. We should raise that. This is the first time that the team who wins the third place playoff will actually get a memento of it, a record to take and hand down to the grandchildren, which is great. We've just got some news coming through from the Parc des Princes. It appears that Marc Overmars will come on for Philippe Cocu, which is good to see. Tragedy for Overmars, that thigh muscle strain that kept him out of the game against Brazil. He was hoping this game would be his last, would be the final, not to be. At least we get to see him again. So another sparkling gem in this jewellery of football in front of us tonight. So Seedorf and Edgar Davids, the two good friends, deep in discussion there. Davids, the very affectionately known as the Bulldog, isn't he? Because he's like that in the midfield.
Well, Seedorf will enjoy that change because it will more than likely mean he gets to play a more central role, which is what he enjoys. He's said openly he'll play anywhere the coach picks him to get a shirt, but he'd prefer not to have to play wide. So he'll enjoy moving into the middle. We'll get Zenden on the one flank and Overmars on the other. Be good.
David's not being as influential as he was in Marseille the other night in the semi-final, so I guess Hiddink will be looking for a little bit more from Davids coming out of midfield.
OK, the score at the Parc des Princes is Croatia 2, Holland 1. This is the playoff for third place in this World Cup. We'll go back to our commentator, Paul Williams.
Yes, confirmation that Marc Overmars has replaced Philippe Cocu at half-time here, who's Hiddink deciding to put his speedster back on down the left-hand side. Overmars has been carrying a troublesome hamstring injury for some time now. Didn't take any part in the semi-final and came on as a substitute in the quarter-final, just playing around quarter of an hour, and he made the injury even worse then. So it's surprising to see him on the park here tonight, but at the same time very pleasing, because he certainly adds to the great spectacle that we've had so far here. This really is football without the pressure, if you like. There's no weight on the shoulders of the players to get a certain result or perform a certain way. They are thoroughly enjoying themselves, and I don't know what the secret is to bottling the formula to have more of this, but it's certainly a real pleasure to be in the Parc des Princes tonight. Croatia 2-1 ahead. Holland with just 3 at the back. Davor Šuker firing his 6th goal of the tournament and hungry for more in the second half to just move out of the reach of Ronaldo. But here's Overmars looking to get Holland back on track, and he pulled it back. No one supporting Overmars, which is a little surprising, because in the first half we saw Kluivert, Bergkamp, Zenden all in the penalty area. Immediately Holland were on the attack, and they're on the attack here again with Seedorf. Yep, Stum, who'll report for pre-season training at Manchester United within a few days. Jonk. Newman. Overmars. 2 men on him. Gets past them both. Still Overmars. Bergkamp. Back to Ladic from Bilic. Well, there's the early answer to the question. Is Mark Overmars fully fit and ready for action? He skipped past 2 players there with the greatest of ease. Seedorf. Kluivert. Kluivert still going. Bergkamp pushed in the back, but not fouled according to the referee. And Yanni again running at the defence down the left-hand side and winning the corner. Well, Yanni enjoying the space that he has without a right fullback for Holland, as Overmars showed how keen he is to get involved in the fun on the park tonight. That was well read by Jonk, and Zenden comes away for Holland. Here is Overmars sprinting past Bilic. Just got an arm in the way, and Bergkamp will keep it in, but only just. In support is Newman. Well, Overmars gave Bilic about a 3-metre head start there and still beat him. As we look again, Bilic knew that he was coming, and instantly the arm went out across the shoulder, slowing him down for just a second. Overmars got to the ball first and then checked back. And Bilic has not only been criticised by the crowd here tonight, but most of the Croatian press called for Ladic not to play Slaven Bilic tonight, just to make a statement that Croatian football is not one that supports cheats. But Ladic resisted the temptation and picked him in the team anyway. Newman. Bergkamp. Touched off very quickly by Asanovic, but Davids wins the ball back. Seedorf in space. A little ball over the top was aimed for Edvin Davids, who was running forward from midfield. Stimac thought about handling it. If he could have reached it, perhaps he would have, which would have seen him red-carded for sure. Zenden ran straight into Jurčić. Overmars. Goes past Stanic across to Kluivert. Bergkamp's in there. And the ball. Well, I was going to say the ball will have to be put out because Davids is down injured, but the yellow card looks like it's about to come out. It's Igor Stimac who will get it. But there's no free kick to Holland at the same time, which is a little bit unusual. Stimac clashing with Bergkamp there. Both players seem to have their arms up as they went for the ball. Maybe that's why there's no free kick for Holland. Six minutes gone after the break. It's still Croatia 2, Holland 1. Zenden. Well, a sharp turn from him. Waiting for support, and he doesn't need it instead. It's a free kick to Croatia for Zenden, using the arms. What a clear tug on the shirt there of Robert Jani. I've never seen so many incidents of shirt pulling as we have at France 98. Perhaps the superior technology to cover football games has played a significant part in that. Certainly with the limitations on the way players can tackle their opponents these days, they've got to come up with some other means of stopping them. Kluivert. It's rumoured maybe moving on to Arsenal, despite the bid that was put in by Tottenham Hotspur. Ronald de Boer also likely to be on his way to Arsenal, provided the two clubs can agree on a transfer fee, which they haven't been able to do so far. There could be 4 Dutchmen for the Gunners next season. There's Jonk. A little ball over the top, Bergkamp. It was a good recovery there. Flag's offside. No goal. Great finish, though, from Seedorf. And the ball fell free to Seedorf in an offside position. The flag went up straight away, but it really denied us a great goal. Certainly a very good finish. Overmars in behind Stanic. Immediately Bilic comes across to cover, and Bilic going down the right wing, little back heel inside. Throw to Croatia. Well, this is interesting. Hiddink being spoken to by the 4th official. He was fined $6,250 US dollars, that is, after the game against Brazil in the semi-final. FIFA said he infringed the laws of being a manager. It's a little unclear what was wrong, but many people felt it was because Hiddink was straying outside the technical area that's allowed on the dugout. So it's a hefty fine for the Dutch coach. And as the second half gets into the 10th minute, we've seen a little bit more niggling and shoving around than we've seen in the previous 45. Stanic, Šuker. Jurčić being pulled to the ground. And Holland now break away with Seedorf. He's got Bergkamp forward as well as Kluivert. Seedorf brings Overmars into the game. And Davids on the decoy run, opening it up for Overmars. Oh, credit there to the run from Edgar Davids, allowing Overmars to go through. Shot lacked a bit of pace. Overmars again. This time Stanic managed to stop the Dutch winger. Oh, Seedorf, Bergkamp. Well, the possession statistic at half-time said that Holland had over 60%. Totally dominating Croatia in the second half, certainly continuing in the same vein. But possession isn't everything, because on the scoreboard it's still 2-1 to Croatia. They're very patient in their counter-attacks in the first half, the Croatians, just picking and choosing their moment to stream forward through the small defence of Holland, with just at times De Boer and Stam, the only two defenders. Stanic can't keep it in. Holland pushing forward with Overmars down the left. And being fouled. Well, certainly the game has altered from the first half. Almost as if the players have decided that the fun has ended, and now the serious business of winning a bronze medal at France '98 has come to the fore. And another yellow card as Pierre van Hooijdonk is ready to come on, and it was, I think, to Asanovic. And if it was, it means that he'll be suspended for the first games in Euro 2000. Van Hooijdonk about to come on for Dennis Bergkamp. Well, 3 goals in France '98 for Dennis Bergkamp. The greatest of which was the winner against Argentina in the 89th minute. A goal that Johan Cruyff would have been proud of, I'm sure. Pierre van Hooijdonk will now lead the attack for Holland, along with Kluivert, 2 players very strong in the air. Van Hooijdonk already has a goal in France '98. Scored one of the 5 against the Korean Republic. Šuker joined by Prosinečki. Šuker coming inside on the right foot, still Šuker, but the tackle was timed and clean as well from Wim Jonk. Newman trying to play the ball inside for Overmars. Stanic waiting for it. Prosinečki. Oh, this is great play by Croatia. Boban. Players joining in inside. Stanic has won. He just left it, and it was the wrong option there for Stanic. And now Stam forward for Holland. Van Hooijdonk wide on the right-hand side. Zenden. Overmars behind his man. Stanic out to close him down. Ball to the near post was cut out by Stimats. Seedorf. Zenden. Holland edging closer and closer to an equaliser. Zenden again, but the ball's been stolen. Croatia now on one of these speedy counter-attacks, with Yanni, of course, leading the way. And a half minutes gone in the second half. Croatia quite content with what they've got so far, but still hopeful of more on one of these swift raids that they can put together. Zenden has already got one for the match. 2 men on him though, not a lot on for Boudewijn Zenden. Ball just came off the toe there of Yanni. Holland take the corner. Again it's Zenden. And Hooijdonk, the obvious target at the back post. It's another Dutch corner. Stam also throwing his weight to the attack. Pierre van Hooijdonk has scored at all levels. Has scored a lot of goals as well with every club he's played for. That's yet another Dutch corner. Stam wrestling with Jurčić. Flicked on at the near post, but no real danger for Ladic in goal. Edgar Davids just going to the bench for a bit of treatment for his eye. Edgar Davids has the not glorious fact, I guess you could say, that he is the player who's committed more fouls than anybody else in France 98. 21 of them in the 6 games prior to this match. He's only been booked once. As Overmars is fouled by Stanic. Holland take the free kick quickly. Davids looking for Van Hooijdonk in the air. Won by Soldo. Croatia having a little bit of trouble getting out of their own half. Certainly out of the defensive third even. Holland come again. Kluivert touching it on. Van Hooijdonk fouled. Well, you just wonder where the free-flowing football has gone here. There seems far less space on the park than there was in the first half, despite the fact there's still the same amount of players. The marking has tightened up. The discipline has been stepped up by the respective coaches at the half-time break. And Van Hooijdonk hits a superb free kick, and Jonk, with his back to goal, looks like he won't be involved. Pierre Van Hooijdonk. Frank de Boer also over the ball. Ladic ready and waiting. Van Hooijdonk takes it into the wall. Van Hooijdonk again. Well, the first shot was certainly arrowing in on goal, but right into the arms of the wall. Holland again keep the game moving quickly. Seedorf, little ball over the top. Kluivert, very hard one for him to take it in stride. Well, a rare moment in attack for Croatia. Frank de Boer can't believe the decision. Van der Sar has barely touched the ball in the second half. Croatia have their own masters of the set piece, and there's one of them. Asanovic, the number 7, also has a great reputation from scoring from long range. Prosinečki and Asanovic over the ball. Asanovic leaves it. Prosinečki flips it to the back post. It's a good idea. Croatia, the set piece was expected to be a long-range shot, but they mixed it up just a little bit there, and Yanni got involved down the left. Well, Zenden saying that Asanovic was just walking back into him, that he didn't have any choice about what he did. And that free kick and that position is exactly where Robert Prosinečki scored from against Jamaica in Croatia's opening game of the tournament. And he's over the ball again. Just one man in the wall. Right across, no one at the back post to finish it off. Šuker arrived so late, leaving his run to the very last moment. No one was with him, but he just couldn't reach the ball. So a bit of a scare in defence for Holland as they come forward again with Seedorf. Davids, Newman, Zenden fouled. Well, Holland are totally in control of the match here. Even when they played Brazil in the semi-final, they had a full 6 minutes more possession than the Brazilians, and it's not easy to match that kind of statistic. There's a man down for Croatia. Prosinečki playing the ball forward. The offside flag has gone up, and the referee just stopped play just before the through ball was played. It's the number 21, Krunoslav Jurčić, who's in a bit of bother. Croatia Zagreb midfielder. Well, the stretcher must come on to take him off. We're trying to see what happened here, and both players slid in. And the knees of Newman went into the chest of Jurčić. Understandably, he's just a little bit winded, perhaps. Play was stopped before the offside flag went up, so a drop ball is the outcome as Jurčić gets ready to come back on immediately. Now Seedorf for Holland. They've got just over 20 minutes to get back on level terms. If the game does manage to go to extra time, it's the normal rules, golden goal and the penalty shootout. Seedorf back to Stam. Zenden in space. Prosinečki helping out the fullback. Kluivert. Van Hooijdonk. Šuker winning a ball that he had no right to in the first place and almost hanging on to it as well. Michel Platini next to João Havelange in the special guest box. Platini, of course, twice involved in a third place versus fourth place match in the 82 and 86 World Cup. What a perfect player for a showpiece match like this. Jonk over the back for Overmars. This time just one defender to beat. What can Mark Overmars come up with here? Wim Jonk. Seedorf. Van Hooijdonk not really expecting Seedorf to leave it, I don't think, and there's no signs this half of the swift counter-attacks from Croatia in numbers. Overmars got behind the fullback without the flag going up. It's a Dutch throw. Davids. Newman. And Hooijdonk waiting, winning the ball as well, but away by Bilic. Only as far as Stam. Seedorf. Well, it's one-way traffic here. Pullbacks. Kluivert coming in, and it was a last-gasp tackle that time from Slaven Bilic. We're in. Corner's been taken quickly. "27 minutes gone here. Holland still a goal down. Croatia look content to hang on to what they've got. Overmars. Away from Stanic and fouled. And finally, a yellow card for Stanic. It was only a matter of time. It's the third or fourth time he's fouled Overmars since the winger came on. And Stanic too will miss out in Euro 2000. That's his second yellow card since the second round began. Bit of light rain coming down at the Parc des Princes now. Kluivert with his back to goal, just stretching for the ball. It was very difficult to generate any power when you're off balance like that. Šuker goes down under the challenge from Stam. Šuker limps off. Just got a kick in the back of the foot there from the Dutch defender. I'm sure we'd like just a little bit more ammunition to work with Davor Šuker if he is to move to 7 goals in the tournament. That would mean Ronaldo has to score a hat-trick in the final to equal him. That's only been managed once before. And Holland were twice World Cup finalists in the 70s, in 74 and 78, and both times they lost, and both times they played the hosts of the tournament as the shot comes in again from Zenden, cutting in from the right-hand side. So perhaps if they had made the final and again faced the hosts, France, well, who knows what would have happened, of course, but It's just one of those interesting little sequences that pop up in football from time to time. Zenden, free in space. Now pushing on into it. Still Zenden running through the gap. Oh, that's a great ball for Overmars! Ladic again. He's so sharp on the one-on-ones. Zenden with the incisive pass to Overmars. Just tried to poke the ball through his legs. And Ladic has used all parts of his body tonight to keep Dutch at bay. Kluivert and Hooydonk tried to play it back. Prosinečki laying it off. Well, less than quarter of an hour to go here at the Parc des Princes. Overmars again looking to sneak behind Stanic. Šuker. Oh, that's a great switch by Šuker. Van der Sar all the way off his line. And when you're only playing with, at best, 3 at the back, your goalkeeper has to do some defending of his own, and he did it well there, Edwin van der Sar. Newman. Well, there is the third defender, Arthur Newman, but he spent an awful lot of time as a left winger. Suspended against Brazil. Would have certainly come back into the 11 had Holland made the final. And enjoying himself here tonight. Here he is again. Van Hooydonk. Zenden. Young touching it on. Kluivert couldn't get there. Thumped up the park by the Croatian defence. And Vlahovic is about to come on for Croatia as soon as the ball goes out again. Newman in space. Overmars. Well, it's Robert Prosinečki who's coming off for the number 19, Goran Vlahovic. Well, Prosinečki has placed his stamp on this match in the first half when he opened the scoring for Croatia, and his passing at times was quite breathtaking. He's had a tougher time of it since the break, though. The Croatian mix is freshened with the introduction of Vlahovic. Well, he's played up front with Šuker in a number of games in the tournament. Seedorf. Free for Kluivert! Oh, he's missed it! After appearing to do everything right. Seedorf's pass found him. Overmars missed it. Kluivert was through all of a sudden, and he had the presence of mind to beat Bilic, and the goalkeeper was almost down, but not out as Kluivert skewed it wide. Šuker with the goalkeeper well off his line. I thought Šuker was about to chip him there, but he held the ball up and was fouled instead, as we take another look from a great angle to see just exactly what went wrong for Patrick Kluivert. Well, a goal now for Croatia would surely seal the match. Asanovic over the ball now. Just over 10 minutes remaining. Stanovic. Well, that was a shot, but it was a long way off the target. And Holland very quickly get on with the game with Zenden. Inside is Seedorf. Still Seedorf going through. Loose ball, still Seedorf! He saved it with his feet again, Ludic. Well, Seedorf continued with his run, not really knowing how the ball would get to him, but somehow it found its way to his left foot, and he tried to just steer it past the goalkeeper. Ludic just tipped it over his crossbar with his foot there. And the foul's against Van Hooijdonk. The referee's talking to Slaven Bilic, which is why the crowd is just getting a little bit excited. Holland getting on with the game, and very quickly indeed, as they have to. 9 minutes remaining here. Overmars again in combat with Stanic. Zenden. Seedorf, who's been behind most of the good things from Holland in both halves. Boudewijn. Jurčić slipped but carried on, and the flag's gone up for offside. It was a sharp move though, and a very close call. Certainly in terms of freshness, Holland look like they've got plenty more left, whereas Croatia look to be struggling somewhat. Holland did have the extra day's rest, of course. It's just 3 days ago since Croatia were beaten by France 2 goals to 1. Overmars. Can't get away from Stanovic. Stanic gives the ball away. Newman takes it gratefully. Seedorf in some space. Still Seedorf. Van Hooijdonk now. Zenden. Well, it's man on man at the back for Holland, as it must be at this stage of the tournament. And David's charging through. Overmars takes over. Newman's cross will be easy for Ludic. Well, it's wave after wave of attacks from Holland. Orange shirts all over the place in forward positions for the Dutch. 4 men across the forward line. And Hooijdonk winning it in the air, and a clever nod back as well from Pierre Van Hooijdonk. It was all he could do, really. Too difficult to generate any power towards goal from that situation, but no one was running onto his ball across the face of the goal. Seedorf again. Around 5.5 minutes remaining for Holland. Bilic comes out of the defence. Šuker about to take part in the match. Šuker is an out-and-out defender. It'll be interesting to see what Blažević does here with just a few minutes remaining. Seedorf. Now an opportunity for Šuker to come on, and it's Boudewijn in midfield who makes way.
Substitution for Croatia, number 10.
Well, Boudewijn came into the game under an injury cloud after limping off in the second half of the semi-final. The captain's armband is transferred, rightly so, to Davor Šuker. Šuker comes on as very much a defensive midfielder. Here is Šuker. Can't get the armband on, so he's got it in his hand. And he plays a good ball for Vlahović. It's one-on-one. Vlahović against Stam. Davids is coming back, and Stam did just enough there to steal the ball away. Like a little game of 1v1 there with Stam and Vlahović. Well, despite the daunting prospects for the Dutch supporters here, the band has struck up again. They don't seem to realise that the team has around 3.5 minutes left. De Boer. Šuker have a tough job of it trying to out-battle Edgar Davids, but he has won a free kick. The referee has his hand on the yellow card. He hasn't quite showed it yet, now he has. A second yellow for Edgar Davids, and another yellow here for, I think it was Wim Jonk. It's a fair challenge by both players at that stage anyway. But Šuker got the free kick. Over bars. Šuker leading the charge, but Holland take the free kick quickly. Seedorf stopped in the penalty area. Now Croatia come out with Šuker, and he's fouled. Well, all of the joy that was brought to the game in the first half has been replaced now with the, I guess, more cold-hearted side of football, when a win is the only result to get. And the two Real Madrid teammates there, Seedorf has something to say to Šuker about that foul. There's been so much in the press since the semi-finals about FIFA needing to clamp down on players diving and cheating, and I'm not suggesting Šuker did that on that occasion, but it's certainly too prevalent in the game, as we've seen here in France '98. Two minutes of injury time will be played, as well as the 40 odd seconds of the final minute that we've got to go here. Peter Kurpan ready to get a taste of World Cup action. Just his third cap for Croatia it'll be if he does get on the park. They'll have to get a move on. The referee doesn't want any time wasting as Bilic takes the free kick. Through to Van der Sar. About a minute and a half left as Newman comes forward. Van Hooijdonk is the target. Croatia happy to just clear the ball away anywhere. Davor takes the throw in quickly. Back to the goalkeeper. Davor Šuker thinks the game is won. Up the middle to Kluivert. Here's Newman picking up a stray ball. Whipped across, Kluivert's under it, touched it on to Seedorf. There's still a hint of hope left for Holland. Davids right across to Frank de Boer. Davids again. Everyone back for Croatia. Here's Newman. A deep ball in, Ladic is so comfortable with the crosses. He made it look very easy, which it was for him. Oh, hesitation. Back to Van der Sar. Oh, just got the ball past Vlahovic there. That would have sealed it. Well, there are so few fairy tales in the hard professional world of football, but this certainly is one of them. Croatia have taken third place at France 98 at their very first attempt. There were no additions to the score in the second half, and Davor Šuker's winning goal and the sixth goal of the tournament for him came about 9 minutes before the half-time break, and the match shifted significantly after the half-time break. The freewheeling, flowing football that we'd seen in the first half was exchanged for a more tactical, disciplined approach from both teams. Davor Šuker with the captain's armband appropriately at the end of the game, though Boudewijn is the true captain of the team. Holland leave the tournament with nothing to show, which is a real tragedy for them, because at times they set France 98 alight with some great football. All they really have done is left us with some fine memories. For example, Bergkamp's winner against Argentina and the 5-0 taking apart of South Korea. But it's Croatia who will collect the bronze medal here. And rightly so, they salute their terrific supporters who have followed them all over France. 5 wins and 2 defeats for Croatia, and they have inflicted Holland's first defeat of France 98 here in the 3rd and 4th playoff. So great an occasion for them as very much a new football nation, and in Zagreb, I'm sure, and in other parts of the world where the Croatian supporters are watching tonight, they can truly hold their heads very high indeed, because their football team has done them very proud indeed at France 98. Blažević, the master tactician, the astrologer, so often consults the astrological charts before a game, before he decides on his team. Well, who's to argue with anything that makes a successful winning football side? If that's what it takes, that's certainly what he's done. But he's also moulded a set of players that play a highly technical brand of football, and a very entertaining brand as well. Well, has Davor Šuker got enough goals. We shall see with just one match remaining at France 98. But in the third and fourth playoff, the final score is Croatia 2, Holland 1.
Thanks, Paul Williams, at the Parc des Princes, where Croatia have taken the third place in this France 98 World Cup. As Paul said, Holland, for all their joy and all their beauty and all their fantastic football, go home empty-handed. Guys, it was, I guess, an injustice and a little bit of a way for Holland. I don't want to take anything away from the Croatian team, but in pure football terms, they won the match, but not on the scoreboard.
Well, obviously the Croatians are happy they're going home with the third spot, but I think it was probably too difficult for the Dutch to rise to the occasion after what happened in Marseille. And I guess at the end of the day, it's very difficult for any side to come back with such a big kick in the teeth the other day.
You saw the game in Marseille and you would have felt the great emotional drain that they would have experienced, having drawn with Brazil and going out on penalties.
That's why I was quite surprised that they did come out and play so well in that first half. And there was a lull in play, I felt, from the 46th minute to about the 60th minute. But then once we saw the Dutch get into that rhythm again, they created those three chances. And again, for mine, they were sitters. I couldn't believe Kluivert and Seedorf missed them.
Drazen Ladic, the Croatian goalkeeper. I see they owe him a debt of thanks, don't they, for this medal?
Yeah, he did very well, and I think the pictures tonight showed that there was a lot riding on the result for the Croatians. I mean, they played with no cavalier spirit at all in the second half. They blocked up their penalty area and they defended stoutly, and they were not going to concede any space to the Dutch. A complete reversal from the first half of open football. It was very tight stuff. Croatia playing with 1.5 men up front and trying to pinch on the break again. And they wanted to win the game and they had the goals on the board. And the pictures at the end, saluting their supporters and clenched fists raised skyward, indicates that third spot means a great deal to the Croatian football team.
And maybe, as well as third spot, maybe they'll have the Golden Boot winner, Davor Šuker. Do you think he will be caught on 6 goals by Ronaldo? He now has 6 goals, and history says that's the lucky number for a goal scorer.
Well, he's reached that magical figure we discussed before the match of 6. I think he will. I can't really see Ronaldo scoring 2, only because the French defence has been so good throughout the tournament. And as you said earlier this afternoon or this evening, Fabien Barthez has only been beaten once from general play. And although I think Brazil will win tomorrow, there won't be too many goals in it.
Yeah. OK, we can go back and take a look at some of the pictures from the Parc des Princes. Hopefully we'll see the presentation to Croatia. This is the first World Cup, as we said earlier, where the third place team, the players get a medal, which I'm sure will be a fantastic memento for these Croatian players and I'm sure for their country. I mean, this is a fantastic World Cup debut. The best ever in the modern era. There were teams possibly in the 34 World Cup. Obviously, it was the second World Cup ever. But in the modern era, Andy, this is unprecedented for a rookie team to come in and finish third.
Fantastic. And when you look at the history of the former Yugoslav success, they won silver medals at the Olympic Games, etc. And a large chunk of that Yugoslav team were of Croatian descent from the Republic of Croatia. So in that sense, it's no real surprise that when they've got their own side together, they've risen to the occasion. But they've done remarkably well. It's a huge credit to them. It obviously means a lot to the fledgling nation, as it is, and this football side. Congratulations to them.
Well, it is very meritorious, because we've seen African teams with maybe the individual calibre of player, but not the team spirit, the tournament play knowledge to go through. And this is what Croatia's, correct me if I'm wrong, 7th game of the tournament tonight. 7 games where they've started off slowly and built, very much like the Germans like to do.
Well, they won 4, lost 2, and I'm sure this match will be remembered.
So Lennart Johansson, the UEFA president, the failed candidate for the FIFA presidency, presents the medals first to Zvonimir Boban, the captain, Davor Šuker, of course, the top goal scorer, who may be getting another medal out of this tournament yet. And guys, I'm sure this is a moment that all our many viewers of Croatian descent, I know there's many, many hundreds of thousands of them out there, will be just weeping with joy, I'm sure.
Yeah, it should be a huge party, and it's a part of the world that's been through the mill of recent times, and we don't need to go into that, but sport can bring amazing joy to people's lives, and I'm sure this is one of those moments for the Croatian communities around the globe.
Yeah, and Michel Platini and Sepp Blatter, the new team at FIFA. Blatter, of course, the president. Platini will be his right-hand man, in effect. joining the celebrations. In fact, it was on this ground that Platini had his finest moment. In 1984, he led France to the European Championship. So he knows all about the Parc des Princes, and happy memories does Michel Platini. He'll be hoping Frenchmen all around the world are celebrating something at the Stade de France tomorrow. But let's let Croatia enjoy this moment. Fantastic stuff. And the Dutch players very sportingly, it looks like most have stayed out, Andy, which is a hard thing to do. I'm sure you've been in grand finals at a different level than this, but for a losing team in a grand final, it's tough to stick around and watch the winners, you know, bask in the glory.
Yeah, not much of a different level, Kyle. What are you trying to say? No, it's true. It's a gutting experience when you lose a deciding game, and it's all relative, of course. But the Dutch have played their games, and they came out tonight and they did fantastically well. If it wasn't for the Croatian goalkeeper Ladic, they would have won the game tonight. I've no doubt about that. But Bilic, interestingly, is still copping a serve from the French supporters.
Johansson there just giving the medal to Ante Seric, Kyle. Obviously a player that
may have played for Australia.
Yeah, learned his football in Australia and wearing the Croatian jersey.
Unfortunately didn't get onto the park, Ante, but this medal, what a fairy tale that would be. If someone said to any player a month out from the World Cup, you'll get picked to go and you'll come home with a medal, no way.
Well, let's hope he's the first of many Australians in the near future to be winning football medals at major tournaments.
Yeah. Davor Šuker testing the 24-carat gold nature. I'm not sure if the medals are gold-coated. I'm sure they are. I don't think they'd be solid gold, because I don't think FIFA's that benevolent. I believe, though, tomorrow the French Federation is promising to be benevolent, Andy. Apparently 350 million francs, which in Australian dollar terms is roughly $1 million, if the French team wins the World Cup.
Wow.
1 million per player.
Do we get a piece? No, we don't.
We don't get a piece of that.
Spending money for us.
Well, now we just get ready for the final tomorrow, don't we, Kyle and Nick? I mean, 63 games under the belt, the big one to come. Two teams that haven't had to qualify are going to play off for the title, and from now on, I'm sure, when we sign off now, Paris is going to start building to a crescendo, and what an amazing afternoon it's going to be tomorrow, I'm sure.
And evening as well. Irrespective whether the French win or lose, the Champs-Élysées tomorrow night will be just jam-packed, as it was on Wednesday evening.
Well, there we are. We'll leave the pictures there at the Parc des Princes with Miroslav Blažević, who may have been derided as a bit of an eccentric coach before the World Cup. I don't think so now. He in fact said before the World Cup that he would coach Croatia forever because it was written in the stars. This success now means that he has a flood of offers from French clubs, so he'll have a decision to make about whether he stays with the Croatian national team or goes and maybe gets some superannuation in one of the French clubs.
It's nice to know that the coach feels so confident about keeping his job for so long.
Yeah, you need an astrologer, Nick, there to accomplish. You're in the coaching business. Thank you tonight for joining us.
Thank you, Kyle.
You've had a great time at the two semi-finals, and thanks for your insight tonight.
Thanks again.
And Andy Harper again.
Thanks, Kyle.
Regular member of the team, the boy with the big shoulders hitting up through the middle. Thanks again, Andy.
Thanks for having me.
OK, well, tomorrow is the day we've all been waiting for. The France 98 World Cup final. Brazil versus France. We'll have 90 minutes of news and previews before we get to the 90 minutes of action. Please check your local guides for details. For now, on behalf of the team here in Paris, goodbye.
France 98, the World Cup, brought to you by Toyota, Optus, McDonald's, Sony Stamina Handycam, Westpac and Qantas.